Hello everyone, Galen Hecht back with you from Kenai Watershed Forum. In this lesson we're going to talk through the central and southern Peninsula Streamwatch sites. So these are established sites ranging from Bing's Landing all the way down to the Anchor River near Homer. And here is a list of all of the established central and southern peninsula sites. So I already mentioned Bing's Landing. That is administered by Alaska State Parks. Moose Range Meadows East and West, they're separated by about a half a mile. Both have their own parking areas, and those are administered by Kenai National Wildlife Refuge. Centennial Park is administered by City of Soldotna. Kenai Beach is a City of Kenai site. The Kasilof River Special Use Area is kind of the wide area that includes the Kasilof River estuary, so the area where it flows into Cook Inlet, and that is administered by Alaska Department of Natural Resources Division of Mining, Land, and Water. The Ninilchik River site is run by Alaska State Parks. It's a state recreation area, and same with Deep Creek and the Anchor River. So all three of those southern peninsula sites that are furthest to the south are all Alaska State Parks as our partner contact down there. So all this information and more can be found in your volunteer manual. The volunteer manual contains a bunch of helpful information that you can always refer to for specifics about each of these sites, how to find them, and particular messaging that applies to any given site. But in general, through this training, you'll get the big picture overview of the type of messaging that we use at all Streamwatch sites. And, it's a little different at coastal sites versus upriver, mostly sport fishing sites. Whether you're talking to dip netters or whatever changes there are, those will happen on the ground. And there's also some of that information represented in your volunteer manual. So just bear in mind that this is an overview. Not all of you are going to work at every site, so we're not going to go hugely into detail. You'll get a lot more when we do an on-river orientation and as you start volunteering and learning on the job. So this is Bing's Landing. It is the first central peninsula site that you will pass if you're coming from Cooper Landing towards Soldotna. It's in Sterling. Many of you have probably been to Bing's. It's beautiful. Naptown Rapids is an amazing feature of Bing's Landing. It's really beautiful to go out there on a sunny summer day and see the gorgeous colors of the Kenai rolling through Naptown. It's a great spot. This map is actually a little bit outdated. There's some new infrastructure since this was made, so I'll just start covering what's new. When you come in on Bing's Landing Road, there is now a more well-established road that comes in. It's a right turn here. It goes towards these bathrooms here, and there's a big parking area. There are stairways down to the river and fishing sites all along the bank of the river here near the rapids, and the Streamwatch cache is located in that parking lot. There's a kind of an angler trail that walks from just above Naptown Rapids up to this area here, which is the boat launch. There are also bathrooms there. There's a kind of dock here that we put monotubes on. So when guides or other private boaters land, if they have line, they can just recycle it there. And so we go collect that. There's some fence along that trail that we help maintain, and there's signage as well to try to keep this river bank vegetation happy. And you can do a patrol throughout this entire site, and there's also a campground off the left side of the road. We don't really do much in the campground in my experience, but that may change. We may have projects there as needed with state parks. Okay, Moose Range Meadows East would be the next site downriver from Bing's. It is located out Keystone Drive, which is pretty much a continuation of Redoubt if you're driving through Soldotna. And the Moose Range East site has a fairly large parking area. It's a left if you're coming from the town of Soldotna. There are bathrooms there, and you just cross the road and walk this boardwalk down to an area where there are a number of fishing platforms and river entry stairs. We ask people to really stay away from these riverbanks and off the vegetation here. There's some great riverside vegetation here. It's a great example of a good looking diverse riverbank. So pretty cool site. The boardwalks were recently redone. Those are looking real good. We deal with a lot of fish waste getting caught near the lower river sites. So stop, shop, and throw is a big one here that you'll definitely communicate with people about. This is Moose Range West, so a little downstream of Moose Range East, closer to Soldotna. There are bathrooms at this site as well. And the first thing I want to tell you is where the Streamwatch cache is. So you're driving along Keystone Drive, you see this kind of U-shaped parking area. You can just park there and walk to the cache, or you can keep driving. And it's this first driveway on the right after the parking area. There is a house here that is used as housing for refuge staff. And then there's like a little fenced in area here that has a chain link gated fence, and inside there is the Streamwatch cache. There's more information about that in the Streamwatch cache slideshow, but that's where it is. It's a little bit hidden. It's probably the hardest cache to find. So if you have any troubles, you can consult your volunteer manual or reach out to a coordinator if you're going there for the first time. But yeah, here's the parking area. There are boardwalks all the way down to the river, a number of fishing sites, and cleaning tables, and again, stop, chop, throw. That's a big one that you'll talk to folks about here. Fishing line recycling. It's a really popular fishing site. It's close to Soldotna. It's beautiful. Nice place to go. Centennial Park is right in the city of Soldotna. It's just across the bridge from Soldotna proper. If you're heading south on the Sterling Highway, you turn right onto K Beach Road and take a right down. There's a big sign that says Centennial Park. You take a right and drop down towards the river, and it's a very large campground with a beautiful angler trail along the river, lots of river access, and it's an easy access site for volunteers in the Central Peninsula, and there's so many people there that there's just tons of work for Streamwatch to do. So Centennial Park is always a great bet. It's a beautiful walk along the angler trail. You can collect trash. You could set up a booth and talk to people about the river ecology, fish species, whatever you want to do. Clean line. Centennial is one of our kind of hubs on the Central Peninsula, so it's a great spot to volunteer with Streamwatch. The cache is very easy to find right after you see the ticket booth. It's just on the left. And pretty much all of the Streamwatch messaging around ethical angling and wildlife safety and everything like that applies here at Centennial. So you'll get plenty of interactions. It's a real popular site. Okay, the last site on the Kenai River is Kenai Beach. And we're mostly at Kenai Beach during the dipnet fishery. You can see Kathy Heindel at the dipnet booth here last year in 2020. You can see all the dipnetters just off the shore there. The dipnet booth happens throughout the entire dipnet fishery. We have a little storage shed with the same cache code as all the other caches. It's 1247. More on that in the cache-specific slideshow. But you can access the tent and chairs and educational equipment there. It's located on the Spruce Drive side, so North Kenai Beach, right where this little parking sign is. And we just provide lots of helpful information to dip netters. We talk to folks about all kinds of things, parking and that sort of thing. We do beach cleanups throughout the time that we're there, and it's a real fun event, especially if you like being by the coast or if you like the dip net. It's a great event to participate in. Volunteers are welcome to come from the upper river to do a dip net shift or whatever. It's a good experience, so definitely recommend if you're interested in exploring all the Streamwatch opportunities. Doing a dip net shift is definitely one not to miss. We also do some marine debris pickups at both sides, the north and south beaches in Kenai. All right, so the Kasilof River is located just south of the Kenai River on the peninsula. Another world-class salmon run in the Kasilof River. It flows out of Tustamina Lake, and we are present there during the dip net as well. We do Tuesday evening stewardship days there called Trashercise Tuesdays, where you can come down and walk the beach, get some exercise, do a beach cleanup, and hang out with some of the great Streamwatch folks. So really encourage you to join us on a Trashercise Tuesday. It's a lot of fun, and usually we'll meet on either the Coho Beach Road side, the Coho Loop side, which is the south side, or the north side as well. They're both packed during the dip net, and there's a lot of need for those Trashercise Tuesdays. So hope you'll join us for those. Okay, the Ninilchik River, again, further south on the peninsula. It's in Ninilchik Village, so when you come into town, you turn on the beach access road, and there's some parking areas down closer to the coast. We will do cleanups and so forth throughout the recreational area of the Ninilchik River, and this is something that we are trying to do increasingly. We're trying to grow our presence on the southern peninsula, so trying to do stewardship days. We have a beach cleanup that's going to happen in Ninilchik in August of 2021, and just hope to have more events there in the future. So hopefully you'll join us for those. We'll keep you in the loop. And if you live in the area, awesome. Make sure to let us know that you're down there, and we'll try to set you up with resources to start doing Streamwatch at the Ninilchik River, Deep Creek, Anchor River. Okay, so Deep Creek, next, major drainage south, a great river. Lots of people like fishing there. There's 2 parking areas right off the Sterling Highway where you can park and get set up to do Streamwatch, and we'll work throughout the recreation area down to the coast, doing all the great stuff that we do with Streamwatch. Same goes at the Anchor River. When you get to Anchor Point, there's a road down that crosses the river here, and you can park at any of the recreational sites and campgrounds along the way, and we do our Streamwatch activities all the way down to the coast. Really just try to take care of this region as well, and again, we're trying to increase our presence on the southern peninsula, so really looking forward to more stewardship days and events down there. All right, that's it for the central and southern peninsula sites. Again, just a quick overview of all these sites. There's much more information in your volunteer manual, and if you are interested in regularly working these sites, be sure to let me or another coordinator know, and we'll help get you outfitted to work down there since we don't have normal caches on the southern peninsula. Okay, that's what we got for you right now. Stay tuned for the next lesson.